channel. Today's video is kind of a special one. This video is all about Mehron makeup. I've been using Mehron makeup since I absolutely started body painting. I can't even tell you how long ago it is now, maybe like 3 or 4 years. That sounds crazy. It feels like just yesterday I started. Mehron does a contest every so often to be the face of their website. This contest was to be the face of their site for spring. They wanted to show off the beauty side of their website because they do sell beauty products, and also the theatrical fantasy body painting special effects side of their website, which everyone loves. The theme was spring, so I did a nice spring theme going on, and then I have a very spring looking halo eye on this side using a lot of their products in this video. I really hope you guys enjoy this video at the end, and if you do, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and don't forget to turn on my notification bell. If you would like to know how I did all of this, then keep on watching. Hello my loves. To start off this video, we are going to show the foundations that I actually bought from Mehron. They actually let you sample 3 different shades. They got the first 3 for $10, and the second one was definitely the Wave. I knew this foundation was going to be full coverage just by looking at it, but full coverage was an absolute understatement. This foundation was a mask. I would probably say that this was a stage foundation. It was definitely not for everyday use, but it worked very well with this look, and I really did enjoy using the foundation. Hello, do you see that? So because of how full coverage the foundation was, I took the lighter shade of the foundation, and I used that as my concealer actually. To set my very thick base, I took the Mehron setting powder and I heavily set underneath my eyes, also on top of my eyelids, and I took a small stipple brush and heavily set the rest of my face just so none of it would move. After that, I grabbed my Tarte Amazonian Clay bronzer and I just started bronzing up my cheeks and my forehead. Really bronzing up the forehead to get that sun-kissed look. Next, grabbing the Mehron cheek powder, and that was the blush, and I got it in the shade Just Peachy. This was insanely pigmented. Definitely have to tap off the excess, but it was a really, really nice color. To finish off the face, I took the Aurora palette and I mixed these 2 shades together because it gives a nice peachy silver tone, and I put that in all the highlight areas. Moving on to eyes, I took the yellow from the Morphe 35B palette and heavily brushed that into my crease just to create an easy transition, and also took the blush that I used on my cheeks and deepened up the crease with that. I also tucked that into the inner corner of my eye to start creating a halo effect. Next, I took some Mehron glitter dust and put it on top of a disposable lid and mixed it with Mehron's mixing liquid to make it all liquidy and sparkly and very metallic, and I put that right in the middle of my eye. That will be the halo. To give it more depth, I took a red from a Huda Beauty palette and I packed that on the inner and outer corner. And to finish off the eye, I popped on some winged liner and also the Huda Beauty lashes in the style Samantha. Oh, actually, this is the last thing. I took the blush and ran it right underneath my lash line. For lips, I grabbed Mehron's lip liner in the shade Dusty Rose, and I lined my lips and actually just filled it in and used that as my lip color. Now, moving on to the body paint. I'm taking some white Mehron Paradise paint and this Mehron sponge that I bought off their website, and I was so surprised at how well this actually blended out the water-activated paint. I can never blend out water-activated paint with a sponge, and this did just that for me. Obviously, I had to go in with a brush just to get the really precise halfway line, but the sponge did really, really well for me. So just paint the whole half of your face white, and then just draw a straight line down your chest just to map it out. So first, I started off with the meadow. I took a lime green Paradise paint from Mehron, and I just kind of drew it on my bottom-ish shoulder. This is just going to be the grass. So for the next few clips, I took these 2 shades from the Morphe 39A palette and just kind of shaded all around the grass to create some dimension. It wasn't really in any specific order, just try to give it some texture. After that, I started creating some grass blades. I used water-activated paint, I used cream paint, I used eyeshadow, all to create a different looking kind of blade. After finishing shading, I dunked the Mehron sponge into some white paint, and it did exactly what I wanted it to do. It created some nice foresty texture. Then I went to the pastel Mehron Paradise paint palette, and I started creating the stones right next to the grass. I outlined them, and then I filled them in the same color. To start shading, I took a black cream paint and I actually just created the line first next to the rocks on the corner, and then I blended them in after I got the lines down. Blending it out is much easier and simpler with a cream paint. And then I did the same kind of technique with a white cream paint and on the opposite corner of the rock. After that, I heavily shaded next to the stones with the green eyeshadows, and then I took white and black paint and just put some little dots on them because the rocks would be discolored, obviously. Finishing off with the meadow or the grass, I took a light blue Paradise paint and started creating the river. Definitely a river, not a lake, definitely not an ocean. It's a river. Started creating the river. I went back in with my white paint and started creating the currents in the river to give it some realism, just kind of some horizontal line. Keeping it horizontal, definitely don't go vertical. Keeping the lines going the same way so the flow of the water doesn't change. And then taking that same deep blue and shading next to the river. This was a lot of just going back and forth and trying different techniques, different applications, using different products. Whatever created the most realism, I was just going for. I actually went in with some purple as well because I wanted to make it all artsy, and purple is like the sister to blue. When I put the black lines right next to the white, it created a nice like shadow highlight effect. That's what worked for me. So first, I know what this looks like. It looks like a tree, but it's not. It is a pathway. So to make this look really realistic, I shaded on the outside and really highlighted on the inside of the path. I randomly just skipped over to doing the orange grass for no reason, but we'll go back to the path. To really solidify the shadow, I took brown paint and actually lined the edges of the path and took the white cream paint and highlighted the inside heavily right in the center. And to clean up my edges, I took the green paint and made the grass on the outside. Going back to the orange grass, I took some brown paint and right at the base, I created some baby little blades. Okay, maybe some tall ones too. When you start creating the trees, they look really spooky because they're black and just like blank branches without all the petals. So create a spooky tree stump. So to make them less spooky and Halloween looking, I took some pastel purple and also a hot pink and just created little dots onto the, not even onto it, just near the tree. And then I took yellow for the background just because it seemed like a sunset kind of scene. So I chose yellow and then put some white horizontal crazy looking lines and shaded right underneath them with orange to make them look pretty realistic. I also took that orange and shaded right next to my neck to give some dimension to the sky. And next we will be moving on to the face. Honestly, after I finished the chest, I was like, I look like a clown. I have no idea what I want to do with this. So I started drawing this branch coming from who knows where, just from my chin, through my mouth and onto my cheek to where the bird would sit. Making the bird on the branch was actually one of the most last minute things in this look. I did not have this planned and I sketched this all out. I had no idea I was going to do the bird, but it ended up being one of like the main eye catchers of the look. It always ends up working out that way, that the last minute stuff is always one of the best things, and I always think it's so cool. Definitely find a reference picture. You can use whatever bird that you would like, but I think using a reference picture of a painting of a bird is actually much easier than looking at a realistic picture of a bird, but it's totally up to you. Just finishing up some detail work on the bird, highlighting the chest to make it look like it's popped out more. And then I started off with the flowers. I took a pink paint and kind of painted them like those flowers in SpongeBob. You guys know what I'm talking about, those like the Hawaiian flowers. I did pink on the outside, I did some yellow on the inside, and I shaded the outside of most of the flower with a deep purple. So I ended up bouncing around a lot up here on my face. I finished working on the flowers, but I definitely didn't finish. I needed more detail, so I hopped into eyeshadow. I took a pink eyeshadow and put it in my crease, and then I started contouring with it, and then I started contouring with green, and then I erased the pink and contoured my whole face with green. I barely even finished the sides of my face before I hopped into doing my nose, and I ended up changing the inner corner contour to pink. It was a lot of bouncing around. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I started lining the halfway mark with some green eyeshadow, and then I meshed it in with pink, so it would kind of be a nice green to pink blend, but it ended up working out. I think I did already mention that I did change the inner tear duct to pink, but I actually ended up changing the entire contour on my nose to pink. I did put this nice little pink green flower on my nose so I would have the bird looking right at it. So I did a cool little wing with some branches coming off of it. I finished up this cute little flower and details on the flower. My camera did die, so that is why I got a lot done. The last thing that I'm doing, I think, is just popping on an eyelash. So I'll just do that on camera. And this is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this look, please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any ideas of what I should do next for any of my series, or just in general, any funny videos, leave it in the comment section below. I love hearing from you guys, and I answer back to almost everyone's comments. Big shout out to Mehron Makeup. I love, love, love all of their products. I would never stray away from their paints. I don't use any other water activated paint from any website. Love all their products. They're such a really cool brand. It would be such an honor to be the face of their website. I love you guys so much, especially the people that stay till the end in the outro and get through my entire video just to see the end of me talking and saying bye to you guys. I love you guys, and I will check you in the next video. Bye!